Hi.
Okay, wait.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Nap Time. I am your host, Elvis, and I'm here with my lovely wife, Nicole. And we are the new age parents. And also, we are...
You messed that up. You messed that up.
The Obies. You know, sometimes I get ahead of myself. I just talk, and I knew what I was supposed to say, but I said it
all messed up.
But I didn't stop though.
You didn't stop.
I'm proud of myself.
We really just need to make an intro. What is wrong with us? Why haven't we done that yet? Can we
Because-
make that our goal this week? Let's make an intro this week.
We can try.
Let's make an intro this week.
Let's make an intro this week.
Okay.
So I could just put it in the front and don't have to worry about this anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't have to go through this.
That would
Even
be
if
great.
it's not like with music, we
Okay.
could still do our welcome to Nap Time. We are the Obies.
Right.
I'm your host, Elvis, with my lovely wife, Nicole.
And
Thanks
then
for
when we
tuning
just
in.
start in talking,
Yeah.
that would be great. That would be awesome, actually.
All right, that's our goal for this week.
That would be awesome.
We're going to do that. So, Elvis, give me some updates. What's going on with you?
I cut myself shaving.
Can you see it?
No, I doubt they can. It's on my face.
Oh, your skin looks so amazing on camera.
Does it really?
It really does.
That's good.
My face be all shining and greasy, but no, they can't see the cut.
No.
He got cut right here. Talking about he want to put a Nelly Band-Aid on. I'm like, that's too low.
It is. It's like right... I guess...
Yeah, it's right there.
Right here, right?
Yeah.
It's right by, like, to the left of my nose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny, though? When you said that you're going to do a Band-Aid like Nelly, my response wasn't, that's stupid, don't do that. My response was just like, your cut's too low to do that.
Because we have to remember...
It wasn't don't do that. It was just, it's too low. If it was a little bit higher, maybe I'd let you.
Like, people now probably, like, the people that are younger than us, like, people that are, like, 25, they probably remember Nelly from The Real Husbands of Hollywood. Or even now, Dancing with the Stars. We remember Nelly.
Nelly. With the Band-Aid.
Like, Nelly.
Even when didn't he have a show? Nellyville? Was it called Nellyville?
It might have been called Nellyville. Or Welcome to Nellyville. Or something like that.
But even people that maybe are like, let's say, 3 years younger than us, 2 years younger than us, that might be their point of reference, is that show.
Ugh.
And even then, it wasn't Nelly with the
Y'all
Band-Aid.
don't remember when Nelly was, like, the guy.
Yeah.
He was the guy for a smooth, like, 2 years?
And it might have been a little bit longer than that.
Might have been.
Because I know, I distinctly remember Shake Your Tail Feather was popping in like 7th or 8th grade. Because I remember being at dances, dancing to that.
Okay.
And Hot in Here, yeah.
Hot in Here was big.
Hot in Here was definitely before like 7th or 8th grade. Because I remember dancing to it at its dances, but it wasn't like it was like a current song. It was just like a throwback to like 2 years ago.
So I don't know if I ever told you.
It is Hot in Here. Yeah, keep talking.
I don't know if I ever told you, but there was a thing at my middle school.
Yeah, and it was a talent show, and you sang Nelly. You
I
told
didn't
me
sing.
many times.
Yeah, I didn't sing.
You rapped.
It was battle of the lip syncing bands.
You told me many times.
And I rapped Nelly #1 because it was fire.
When was Hot in Here out? Hot in Here.
Hot in Here?
Song by Nelly. That was in...
I think that might be...
Take a guess.
That might be the same album.
Take a guess. What year?
2002.
I hate when you do this. You're so good at guessing stuff like this. It's so annoying.
Because
yes,
he came
it was
out
2002.
He came out right after 50 Cent, I feel like.
So wait, 2002. So we were... How was I? I was 14? So I'm wrong. So that was out in 8th grade. So I was going to dances when that was out. I was off. Right?
Yeah.
2002 was...
You
were 13? Is that right?
That's right, because you're a cougar.
Anyway, on to our next update. We updated. We got some new tattoos.
We did get some new tattoos.
Well, I updated my tattoo. So before it was just like 4 little ones, and then I talked to my brother, and he's like, "Why don't you expand it?" And I was just like, "You know what? Maybe I will." And I did.
It looks nice.
Thank you.
Well, didn't the tattoo artist want to make it like a whole half sleeve?
Yeah, he was about to make it a half sleeve. I was like, I want you to expand this. And he was about to make it a whole half sleeve. Like, I felt him drawing, but I was like, I'm just going to let him draw. And then I looked at it in the mirror, and I was just like, yeah, I'm going to need you to take all of this off and expand it up and out.
I got my tattoo redone. Not redone, just updated, I guess.
Yeah.
With my son, I got my son's weight when he was born. He was 10 pounds 10 ounces.
That was already there.
That was already there. And then I got my daughter's weight when she was born, which is 9 pounds 1 ounce. So I got them both in Roman numerals, so I just have their weight on my shoulders. Hey.
Oh, you got their weight on your shoulder.
Hey, you know.
Oh.
Whenever I tell people that, they say that's a unique tattoo.
You got their weight on your shoulders.
Exactly.
I never looked at it like that.
That's my...
Like, I knew you had your weight on your shoulders, but I never knew you had, like, your weight.
So we have our little boy. He's here.
Which he should be in bed.
He should be sleeping.
I'm going to try not to yell at him because we're on camera and we're recording. Sit down. Quiet.
Go ahead, sit down.
Quiet. You know you're going to get yelled at when we're finished, right? Yeah, you are. You're going to get yelled at when we're
Don't
finished.
make any noise, please. But no, I don't know where I thought of this idea to put their weight on my shoulders. Like, of course, you always got to carry your weight of your kids and this, that, and the third. But it just came to me. I was just like, because every single one of my tattoos has a significant meaning.
Yeah.
And I really do love that I was able to do it, and the fact that now I have my daughter there too, it just completes the whole thing for me.
Oh, that's so cute. Speaking of your daughter.
Yes. My princess. My princess.
I don't want to say she's bad, so I'm just going to say she's a handful.
Okay.
I'm trying my best not to say she's bad. She's a handful. With the hand clap and everything. She's a handful. That's how I feel about her.
So, when she has her little temper tantrums, I just look at her like...
You're not doing nothing. Like, I hope you realize that ain't do nothing for me but irritate me.
It doesn't bother me at all. Like,
it irritates me. I'll be like... I'm like, that's not going to make me help you to get your way.
For me, I just look at it like... Who are you doing this for?
Did you see the one earlier?
Which one?
When she in our bedroom where she like ran to the door, hit the door, and then fell out on the floor.
Yes, I saw it.
I was just like,
and I just laughed. Like, El Xavier.
do you want to go to bed? Cut it out.
So, whenever she does those tantrums, I just look at her and I'm just like, okay, at some point you're going to finish it off, because I know after I pick her up, I'll be like, stop it. She's just going to stop and just like, okay.
I've been tapping her on her legs.
I don't care. It honestly does not bother me.
Because I want her to know she can't do that. Like,
yeah.
That's not okay. Like,
yeah,
you didn't deal with that with El Xavier.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
Like, now he want to have little tantrums and, like, stomp his feet. But even then, I'm like, we don't do tantrums. Mommy doesn't do well with tantrums. Simple as that.
I think I'm more hard on El Xavier and you're more hard on Nair.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
Yeah, we have our favorites.
I'm not going to deny that.
I love my daughter. She looks like me.
I love her too. I love her too. But she a handful.
You know, honestly, I think when I go to work tomorrow, people are going to be like, who did I get in a fight with because of these scratches on my face?
You know, that's what I was looking at earlier. I was like, yo, it looked like I scratched you up. Go ahead and tell people I did it.
Okay, I will. I'm being abused. You heard it here first.
I left my mark. You see anything on me?
Anyways, anything going on with you?
Came to the conclusion that unfortunately I'm gonna have to put El Xavier back in school.
Mm.
This past week he missed a lesson because he was asleep. Because Nair woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and then he wanted to wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what time he woke up, but he was up early too.
Was that the day I put them together?
Maybe, and you let me sleep. It was the day that you got up with both of them, and you let me continue to stay in bed, and I texted you and was just like, what time did Nair wake up?
Right. Because Nair, for some reason, 2 days this past week, she woke up at like 2 o'clock. 2:30.
Just want to be up.
And on one of the days, the first day I put her in bed with us, she wanted to play, and I was just like, all right, this is not going to work. So then she did it the next night, I feel like. Or the night after.
No, it was the night, at least the night after, because I feel like there was at least one night in between. But the first night, he woke up early too, and you came out here, because it was like around the time you normally get up anyway, which is 3:45.
I have to run, babe.
I know.
Marathon training.
So, but back to my story. He was asleep. He missed his second lesson at 12:30, and I didn't want to wake him up because I'm like, he's been up since like 4 o'clock, whatever. So go ahead and sleep. You missed your lesson. So I tried to backtrack and watch the lesson because they're recorded and try to teach him what they learned in that lesson. But I had to backtrack, and it was revolving around the difference between a letter, a word, and a sentence. And he just wasn't grasping the difference. And there was no other way for me to describe it besides a letter is one thing in the alphabet. You know what letters are. And then a word has multiple letters. And then a sentence has multiple words. Like, that was the only way for me to describe it. And he just wasn't grasping it. So I decided that, and it's something that they did in class. So I was just like, all right, if they did this in class already, and he's not grasping it now, then maybe he's not grasping as much as I thought he was grasping from doing virtual learning. So phase 2 starts October 5th, and we're going to go ahead and put him back in school. I feel like they have a lot of precautions in place. They have to wear their masks. Parents aren't allowed in the building. They wash their hands as soon as they get in the building. Any signs of being sick, they send them home or they can't come in. So, I don't want them to fall behind.
Yeah, it honestly is a little bit necessary, because I think we work better as parents when we get to reinforce what gets taught in school. And honestly, I think you and I have gained, even though we've had a high appreciation for teachers, it's much higher than what it is before, because
I think that's every parent that's been dealing with virtual learning.
Yeah.
Y'all can, I'm sure, attest to that. Anybody that's watching that also, or listening, that also has children that's doing virtual learning, I'm sure that you have much more appreciation for what teachers deal with.
Yeah, and I think now, especially with the teachers of like now, it has to be harder than what it was before, because before there wasn't as much TV. Before there wasn't as much internet. Before there wasn't as much video games and this, that, and the third. So I would have to assume that it could have been easier to hold the kids' attention. Because
I feel like our attention spans are getting shorter and shorter as human beings because of technology. So that's that on the other hand.
And I honestly, I commend you for getting this far. I honestly kind of wanted Xavier to be out of school, or at least at home learning, until this year is over. But school started in August, and
it's been 7 weeks.
There hasn't been any cases. And Xavier is still learning with you. I'm not going to sit up here and act like Xavier hasn't been learning. But I think some of the fundamentals that he's going to learn at school, we can then reinforce and then add on top what we plan on adding on top of, so we can just focus on what we decide to teach him.
Yeah. See, my thing is, like, I wanted to homeschool, and I still feel like I could homeschool because I'd be able to teach my own curriculum and go at the pace and teach what I wanted to teach, how I taught it, versus dealing with someone else's curriculum and then trying to replicate what they're teaching and how they teach it.
Got you.
So, like, for me, I skipped the difference between a letter, a word, and a sentence. Like, you don't have to know the difference between a letter and a word in a sentence, but you do know all the letters, right? And you know how to spell these words, right?
Facts.
So once you learn how to spell these words, you can go ahead and just put them in a sentence, but you don't need to necessarily know this is a word, this is a sentence. Like, I kind of skipped that step. So, like, he already knows how to spell certain words. So I feel like, and that might be why a lot of homeschool children do excel and graduate earlier and get into college programs prior to people that go to actual school, because their parents might just be like, listen, you're going to spell this word, versus being like, this is a word.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, and that's the thing. You got thrown into this fire, on top of taking care of a 1-year-old, on top of you being in a master's program. So I still have to commend you for getting this far along, and also recognizing where, okay, I need help.
Thank you. Yeah, because I can't teach.
I don't
know how to teach what they're teaching.
You didn't go to school for that.
Exactly.
Right.
I didn't. But I do know what my son likes and how to, I don't know, make it fun. And thus I've been able to teach him how to spell certain words, where I'm sure other 4-year-olds do not know how to spell certain words. He knows how to spell cat. He knows how to spell dog. He knows how to spell me. He knows how to spell bee. Like, I'm not going to go down the list of all the things that he knows to spell, but he knows how to spell things, but he doesn't know the difference. He doesn't know that this is a word and this is a sentence, which I don't really feel like it's not important. But
I mean, I do feel like he has to know some of that stuff, so I will be taking more of that mantle. So taking more of that burden, I guess. Okay. But he's a good kid, man. Even though he's supposed to be asleep right now, and he's right there.
But that's okay. He's looking at an ABC book, so.
We talking about you?
He just looked over at us. Another update on him. He has his first loose tooth.
He does have some loose teeth.
Which is really early.
At 4.
Yeah, most 4-year-olds. And on top of that, his adult tooth is growing in behind it already. Because I know some children...
I feel like he's going to be so big.
He is. Well, we watched this video that was talking about baby teeth, why you have baby teeth and why you have an adult teeth.
We watched it or you watched it?
I watched it with Xavier.
Oh, okay. Because I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I watched it with Xavier. So it was saying that we have baby teeth, one, to help us to chew. I mean, the main reason why you have teeth. But you don't get your adult teeth because your mouth as a child, as a baby, won't fit adult teeth. So you have to get the little teeth that will fit in a little head.
Okay.
And as you grow older, that you get bigger, so you need bigger teeth. Right. Which makes sense. Like, duh. When you put it like that, when you think about it, like, oh, I'm getting bigger, so I need bigger teeth. But when we think about it, too, it kind of makes sense with Xavier because he is bigger for his age, for a 4-year-old, compared to other 4-year-olds. So if he is, I looked it up, most children start losing their baby teeth at like 6 or 7. If he's already the size of like a 5.5, 6-year-old, then that makes sense. He's the size of a person that would need larger teeth. So that makes sense. And he's about to join us. He don't know. He's about to get yelled at when this is over.
He's not going to get yelled at. He's going to get sternly talked to.
He just want to be on camera. Look at him. Because we talking about him. Are you our guest? You're a guest.
All right, buddy, go to bed. All right.
Oh, he's gonna start crying. Just go over there.
Go over there. Be quiet over there. Golly, man. No, nothing to ourselves. Not even this time at 10 o'clock on a Sunday night. Nothing to ourselves.
So,
but no, it's so interesting, like to see his teeth coming in, like or coming out and coming in at the same time. So that's pretty cool.
yeah, it's pretty exciting. I tried to pull out his baby tooth
I don't know
earlier.
why. Just let it happen. And she believes in the tooth fairy. She wants him to believe in the tooth fairy.
No, the way I told him, I kind of messed it up, probably.
You probably told him like he was the leprechaun. Remember those leprechaun movies?
Oh,
You probably explained the tooth fairy like some demon.
I was like, so you lose your teeth, and then at nighttime, a fairy comes into your room and takes your teeth, and she leaves you money. It scared him.
Money?
He was like,
"What's that?"
He's like, I don't want the fairy to come. I don't want the tooth fairy to come. And I was just like, I probably shouldn't have told the story like that. So then he got really upset and was like, I don't want her to come. I don't want her to come. And I was just like, all right, I'll call her and tell her not to come. Mommy and Daddy will just give you money for your tooth. You want to keep your tooth? Fine, keep your tooth. I'll just call.
Look, I wish I had my baby teeth so one of my teeth can come back, because my daughter chipped one of my tooth, and it's not coming back.
She has a chipped tooth too.
Xavier,
relax.
You make one more sound, you go to bed. You hear me? Like, because honestly, like, all I wanted to do was kiss my daughter. That's it. But then she ended up headbutting me. She has a chipped tooth in the same spot that I have. Like, but luckily for her, hers is coming back. Mine isn't. I got a chipped tooth, and I'm not gonna go to the dentist to have them put the little thing in there to make it full and everything. Let me tell you something. I had no idea that Nicole had a chipped tooth and that she had to get.
You didn't know that?
No,
you didn't know that
you told me. You told me. Because Nicole had I don't know how she chipped the tooth.
Half of my front tooth is missing. I have a chipped tooth. I'd be walking around looking like fabulous if I ain't have it fixed.
Ain't nothing wrong with that though.
I would never. I'm telling you, if this cap ever came off, I wouldn't talk. Like, you wouldn't see me. You wouldn't see that. I'm telling you, if it ever comes off, I'm not talking until I make my way to the dentist.
Really?
That ish is embarrassing. It's horrible. And I think if it ever came off, I would cry right now.
Don't cry right now.
I would
because
cry.
I feel like whenever you start saying that you would cry right now, you start thinking about it and you just start crying.
Yeah, I feel it welling up right now.
Do you really?
Yes, but I'm not gonna cry. I'm holding it back because we recorded.
Don't cry later either.
Okay, I won't. I'll probably have a dream about it. Honestly, I have a dream about my cap coming off like all the time. It's kind of ridiculous. What else? What else? You know what's awesome? So I know that we've talked about speaking things into existence and positive affirmations. And I've continued on this journey with positive affirmations, thinking positively and speaking things into existence and relying on God / the universe. Like, I believe in God, but, you know, the universe, God, allows things to happen, blah, 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 blah. Like, I have like an intersection between believing in the universe and God allowing things to happen. Anyway, it's been working. Yes. And it's great. And I am so grateful, and I'm extremely appreciative of God and everything that has been happening, because I've been speaking things into existence, and I've been believing and having faith, knowing that it will come true if I have the faith. And it's been coming true. And it's been absolutely amazing, because I've been saying he'll make a way out of no way, because he's been making ways out of no ways.
That's a fact.
Whether we realize it or not, or we're verbalizing it before. But now that I'm verbalizing and recognizing that in the past he's made a way out of no way, he's continuing to make a way out of no way. And I'm seeing it as it happens.
Yeah.
And it's been an absolutely blessing and mind-blowing.
So I think for me, it's definitely been eye-opening. Because it's just like, if you never ask for it, you'll never get it. But once
you know that's a scripture?
I didn't.
You have not because you ask not. I don't know what scripture
Yeah,
is,
I was going to say, what's
scripture.
the verse? So
I'll tell you. Hold on. I'll tell you.
So, I think, especially within the last year, I've been more spiritually inclined. And definitely on my runs, I definitely ask, like my runs in the morning, I ask for certain things, and things have come to fruition. And it's weird, like sometimes when you, not weird, because you hear a lot of other people talk about it, when you start speaking things or start doing things differently, the people closest to you will say, that's weird, or that's strange, or why are you doing it like that? But you have to remain consistent in how you believe. You can't let other people impede on your dreams.
Mm-hmm. And your journey.
Run your own journey.
Because your journey is for you. So
Exactly.
Here it is. It's James 4:2-3. You deserve but do not have, so you kill. You covet, but you cannot get what you want, so you quarrel and fight. You do not have because you do not ask God. When you ask, you do not receive because you ask with wrong motives, that you may spend what you get on your pleasures. So to me, that's basically, like I said, you have not because you ask not. You don't have because you don't ask God. You don't have what you want because you don't ask Him. And then if you do ask, and you have the wrong motives, and what you're asking for is simply for pleasure, then you're not going to get it.
Right.
And the things that I know, that at least I've been speaking into existence and asking to receive, is not for pleasure. It's one, honestly, at the end of the day, so He can get the glory.
Right.
For me, because at the end of the day, I always say in my prayers that I know when I get this and when it comes to fruition, I know that it's because of you. And that when it does happen, I ask, or I say that you will get all the glory and the praise when it does come to fruition. And honestly, He's been providing and providing and providing. Even with me not having an income per se, one of my positive affirmations is that money flows to me easily. And I've been getting refunds on stuff. I'm about to put the baby to bed. I've been getting refunds on things where I'm like just random money coming to me, and it's flowing to me because I've asked and I've believed that it's going to flow to me freely and easily, and that I have a positive relationship with money. And I've been getting refunds from things where it's just like I got a refund from my doctor's office, and that money itself is going to be reinvested into my career and my acting career, because at the end of the day, that money that I'm getting isn't going to be for the pleasure of me. It's going to be for me to go ahead and do that to progress my career of what I want. So at the end of the day, that I could be a vessel to Him, and that He can use me. One of my affirmations is that for when I become an actress, or I am an actress, when I make it in the industry, should I say, that when I make it into the industry, that He uses me as a vessel to inspire other people and to give a word and to be a motivation to other people. So that within my acting career, that my whole acting career is for Him to use me. So He has blessed me with funds for me to reinvest in my acting career that's going to help me to get to where I need to go. So eventually, when I get there, that He can continue to use me. So that's just one of the things, and it's just been absolutely amazing. And then on top of that, just even, like I said, He just keeps providing. Like, He's been providing food for us randomly. Like, we haven't really needed to go grocery shopping since I've got let go from my job.
It's crazy.
We haven't needed to go grocery shopping. He's been providing food.
Yeah. And honestly, we have just been we haven't really needed to struggle or anything like that. Like, we just been focused on what's ahead of us. And of course we take things day by day, but we're not really lacking.
No.
Not yet.
No, we're not going to lack.
We're not going to lack, my bad.
We're not going to lack at any point because he has continued to make a way out of nowhere. He keeps providing. Even just recently, I was thinking, okay, I need to go to the thrift store because I buy clothes for the kids at the thrift store. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I go to the thrift store.
Why? Why should you?
They're going to grow out of the clothes. They don't care about fashion.
I think I've told this story to you before. Like, remember when we bought those shoes from Walmart for Xavier for Easter? And then, like, a week later, he grew out of them? I was just like, all right. Some of the shoes, so we've had to give away shoes that he never even put on.
Did you know those shoes light up?
Which ones?
The ones that I just gave away.
Yeah, I knew that.
I didn't know they light up. He had a pair of shoes that he's never worn. Were attached by the string and everything. They were too small for him. I gave them away to his little friend because he recently had a play date. So I gave it to the mom for the little boy because it actually was his size. Mm-hmm. She was like, "Ooh, these are nice." She was like, "Ooh, and they light up." He liked light up shoes. And I was like, "They light up." And she hit them and they light, like, the whole shoe light up. Like, it's not just the bottom. It's like...
Oh, I didn't know that.
I was just like, "Oh, those are nice. We ain't never used them."
We couldn't.
Yeah, because he grew out of them. But, like, at the end of the day, like, there's no sense of buying new clothes if they're just going to grow out of them. So, I mean, that's just another, tip for parents as well, that if you've got young children, honestly, think about it. Why would you buy new clothes for a child that doesn't care about fashion? We can get probably cool clothes that they might even be like, "Oh, there's a dinosaur on my shirt," that you can easily get from the thrift store for, like, $2. Got off track. But I was just recently thinking, okay, I need to go to the thrift store. Gotta buy Naira some stuff. Did you get it?
Yes, I did.
No.
That's crazy. I just
caught it like that.
That's crazy. That's insane.
But I was thinking, I gotta go to the thrift store. I gotta buy Naira some clothes. She needs more pants. She doesn't have a lot of pants. And yesterday, our neighbor came over. And they have like how old is Faith? Like 2, maybe?
2 or 3. 2.
I think she's 2. She's not
2.
3.
No.
They have a little 2-year-old, and they brought over a whole bag of clothes. And they're like, "Hey, we have some clothes. Maybe Nair can wear them." And I was like, "Oh, that's great, thank you." Elvis got it, and I was like, "Oh, that's great." So I went through them tonight, and they're like all pants. It was everything that I would have went shopping for her. Mm-hmm. So, like, that's just another confirmation that, like, he just keeps making a way out of nowhere. Like, I don't have to go buy hand-me-down clothes when someone can just give me hand-me-down clothes. Like,
and at least we know where it's coming from.
Exactly.
And honestly, and that's where it comes into play, where, like, the community that we live in is pretty cool. Even though it's not the same as where you grew up, where everybody was related and you kind of knew everybody.
Well, I think a lot of people on this block are related. We're just not related to people on this block.
No, but I think we've shown through our nightly walks or through how we interact with our kids and the kids in the neighborhood that people have realized that we're a good young couple.
They're cool.
Right. Because I think we've only had positive interactions with people around this block.
Yeah.
And everybody
feels the point of having negative interactions with people? Like, honestly, like...
Because I do think community is definitely important in raising children. Because I remember when we told the story on the first podcast, where when Xavier was walking, like 2 other adults was just like, Xavier, like they all knew who he was. Mm-hmm. So when he was walking down, it wasn't just me calling or chasing after him. It was multiple people. Yeah.
And that's important. It really is. It's important within the black community because, they say it takes a village to raise a child.
It's so true.
That's always been a known proverb. Mm-hmm. But I think it's important that as young people, us, people a little bit older than us, people a little bit younger than us, whole generation, what are we? Millennials.
We're millennials?
No, we're Generation Y.
Okay.
All of us, we need to continue to appreciate and understand that community is important. Because at the end of the day, when, especially like instance with us where we don't have blood family. What are you laughing at?
No, sidebar. I made a bet with my with the QA manager
at my job. You won.
And I won. I said that Miami was going to beat the Boston Celtics, and he owes me breakfast.
Did you buy breakfast for somebody last week? Because you owed somebody breakfast.
I did.
You did.
I did. It was him.
Yeah. Now you're saying you back.
No, I get breakfast. But no, go ahead. What were your finishing point?
But no, I was just saying that it's important for millennials, Generation Y, and a little bit younger, for us to continue to realize the need for community and to rely on community, because like even with us, we don't have blood family here.
We don't.
And
at least not around us.
No, even still, my Aunt Caprice isn't blood.
My sister is.
Oh yeah, your sister, but she's like a couple of minutes away. Well, more than a couple of minutes. But it's important to have that sense of community.
Well, honestly,
within the black community.
I don't know. I don't know the state of where that's at. I don't know if millennials like us, like, because we tend to respect our elders and we definitely lean on them for advice and support, and vice versa. Because I know a lot of the older people that look at me, because I run or walk every single day, and they see, oh, you out here doing it, and it's not. And honestly, I see the effect that the older people, because the older people see, but then I also see the people that are a little bit younger than me. They're like, damn, he out here really running and all this stuff. So you can add to your own community. But when you add, you can also take to not just physical things, but knowledge, and then take it on and move to the next thing, but never forget about where you're at. Because even now, like, our next door neighbor brought over some randomly out of nowhere, because we invite them over to do game nights. We like game nights a lot, but I mean, they haven't been able to come over, but we never hold it against them. I invite
and they're
them.
a little bit older. I mean, how old are they? Probably early.
Well, he said that his son would be my age.
Okay.
So.
Probably 50s.
50s.
Early 50s, maybe.
So. They didn't get a chance to come over, but he felt like we have that connection, that camaraderie, which we do. They just like, okay, they didn't come over, but you know what? Let me bring over something where I could be like, here's that like little thing to know that he didn't forget about us. He brought over some pumpkin rice.
Never had it before.
Great.
I was just like, how do you make this?
And then he brought over some shark. Some jerk shark. Jerk shark.
Like, at the end of the day, I feel like there's delicacies with fish, but like, this is shark.
It tastes like steak.
I was like, people eat shark?
It's great.
Like, this is amazing. So, for the people that's just listening, you can't see, but the people that's watching, like, that looks like a
Don't
piece
drop
of,
it, because I'm going to eat it.
I know, I'm going to eat it, but that's
your piece if you drop it.
Alright, that is shark. And it's tender and it's great, and
don't eat it on the podcast, remember? We just talked about this last week. All you heard throughout the whole recording was Nicole. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm hungry. Beep, beep, beep. That's the oven, my bad.
My bad.
Ridiculous.
My bad.
But
point of the story, having community is important. It's great. You can take and receive, and it's a beautiful thing. Absolutely beautiful thing.
Because you're not gonna always have eyes on your kids. To be honest, that's just the absolute fact. Like, we went to the park today. There'll be times where I lost Xavier with my eyes, but he will pop up by Nicole. I'm just like, all right.
But in the neighborhood, it's always got eyes.
Yeah.
It's really great to have that community. Within the black community, it's important that we have that. It's important to support each other.
Mm-hmm.
You came home. He just came home with some wine. Talk about I'm supporting black businesses.
Damn sure did.
With Snoop Dogg. Look, you got it right there.
Yeah. This is
Snoop Dogg's wine. What's it called?
It's called. I don't know if it's his wine or he just has a partnership with it, but it's called 19 Crimes Cali Red.
It's actually good. What type of? Did it say if it's like Merlot or something or?
It's a Cali Red. It's a red blend most likely.
Oh, okay. It's actually pretty good. It's kind of cool. If you look at my Instagram for the next 24 hours, because it's on my story, you download an app and it talks to you. Like you hold your phone and as a video against the cover of the bottle. And then all of a sudden in your phone on the video, this picture of Snoop starts talking. Yeah,
it was very weird.
It's pretty cool.
I like it though. Yeah. And I'm going to keep this bottle now. You know.
I mean, I'll drink it. How much was the bottle?
$10.
For 750 milliliters?
Yeah, but it was you can get it cheaper, but
it's good. And it's supporting black businesses. We try our best.
But it was 14% alcohol. 14.1.
Is that more than normal wine?
Wine is usually like 5 to 7.
Okay. I mean, we try to support black businesses as best we can. It's hard though sometimes.
It's not easy.
They don't be having what you need. You can't find one close to you. Sometimes the customer service be horrible.
Yeah.
Like, I'll tell my story real quick, and then you gotta tell your story with your customer service. So I was like, all right, I want to
have one.
Yeah.
Oh, from
the restaurant when they ain't pick up their phone, and then the food was just sitting there.
Oh.
Okay. So first of all, with me, I was like, all right, I want to go get.
I just got mad all over again.
I was like, I'm gonna go get my eyebrows done. I'm gonna support this black. I'm gonna support a black nail salon, a black beauty salon, whoever do eyebrows. So it's like a Saturday or something like that at, let's say 5:40. I find one, says they close at 7. And they not that far from where I was at because I was already in the car. So I called them. I was like, and on their website it actually said, walk-ins welcome, but call before ahead of time as a courtesy. So I was like, all right, let me go ahead and just call instead of walking in. So I was like, hey, yeah, I wanted to get my eyebrows done. Just wondering if it's okay that I come in. Mind you, again, it's 5:40. The place closes at like 7. So I have like over an hour to get there, and I'm 9 minutes away. And the woman picks up and she goes, oh yeah, no, we don't have no availability. Like, that just irked me so much because I'm just like, I got over an hour to get there and it's just eyebrows, which take, 5 minutes? And y'all don't have no availability and appointments aren't required? I'm just like, here I am trying to support black businesses, and stuff like this always happens when I try to support a black business. Like, and it's really unfortunate, but I feel like my experience with customer service with black-owned businesses has not been great unless it's the owner. When I've had experiences with owners of black businesses, and it's like a really small business, and they're the person at the register or whatever, it's a good experience. Mm-hmm. But when it's a black-owned business and they have black workers, my customer service that I've experienced has been garbage to the point where I'm just like, I'm trying to support. I want to support us. But I feel like a lot of black businesses, they make it hard.
Not all, but a good amount.
A good amount.
A very good amount. Like, to me, that's very important. And let me tell you about one of my interactions. So, I do remember the name. I'm not going to say it though, because I don't want to bring any bad energy to one. But I am Nigerian, and I do at times have a deep craving for like some Nigerian food, like egusi or pepper soup, something like that. So around me there is a place, and I had a coupon, or was it credit or whatever, to get the food. So I ordered it or whatever, but I said I was gonna pick it up at a certain time. So I ordered it at like 11, but in the door, it was either DoorDash or Uber Eats or one or the other. I said I was going to pick it up at 2 o'clock. So then I did everything, I paid for it and all that stuff. And then right after, it said it was picked up and delivered. And I'm just like, wait, what? This doesn't make any sense. Because to me, right, if you say that you're going to offer a service, then you should abide by the service parameters. I put in that I would pick it up maybe like 3 hours later, and that was because Nicole was getting off of work, my sister was coming, I was ordering for all of us, so I kind of wanted to be fresh at that time, or at least like whatever. But in the app, it said it was already delivered. Now, mind you, I said that I was going to go pick it up at a certain time. I was nervous because I'm saying, like, I paid already. How can it say it was delivered and I know I don't have the food? Because I know that I'm picking it up. My wife isn't home. My sister isn't home. The food shouldn't even be ready yet or even getting prepared, especially if it's 3 hours out. So then I go there to pick it up. It's not too far from me, but the exterior of the restaurant didn't look the greatest because this is the first time I'm ordering from them. I go in there, my food is just sitting there on the counter. I don't know that it's my food, mind you. And the person was like, oh, I don't know. I thought, yeah, it was delivered already. I said, it's not supposed to be delivered. In the app, it says I'm picking it up at a certain time. And me, I try not to be disrespectful because hold on. What?
Didn't you try to?
Oh yeah, that's coming next. That's coming next. Because what Nicole was talking about. Let me touch on that. Because I called them I was trying to call multiple times. The phone was going to answering machine, wasn't getting picked up, no nothing. When I walked in there was somebody just sitting there watching TV. The phone, I said, yo, I've been trying to call for the last hour and a half. Does your phone work? She said, yeah, it works, such and such and such and such. I'm like, but I've been calling for an hour and a half. Oh, maybe I didn't hear it. Maybe it was on silent. Maybe I'm just like. And mind you, I try not to complain, but so much when it comes to dealing with food because people are dealing with your food. And also, I worked in fast food before. I'm not saying that that's the same thing as working at a Chinese food store or blah blah blah, but I understand what it's like when you have rude customers. You never want to deal with somebody that's dealing with your food, because it's a hard job and you're underpaid and stuff. But damn, like that, I just like, come on, we gotta do better. And you remember the last time I tried to order from them again, gave them a second chance. They opened at 12, so I called at like 12:15. Oh, they're not here yet. We're not doing no orders. So I'm just like,
who's picking up? What you mean they're not here yet?
Call back in 20 minutes.
Who are you?
But your hours say 12 o'clock.
And who is this picking up the business? We're talking about we not ready.
We're in the era of coronavirus where any business is good business right now. And you're telling me that your hours say 12 o'clock and you're not open?
It's hard.
It's not easy.
It's hard sometimes trying to support black business. But we're going to keep trying. Didn't you just say you about to order from?
Yeah, I'm going to order from a clothing company for something from Nicole and I. And we're going to see how that goes.
Okay.
A black company.
What's it called? Shout them out.
I'll shout them out when we get the clothes.
Okay.
It's either clothes or sneakers. It was one of the two. But I will be ordering from them within this week. And then hopefully we get it in a reasonable time.
Yeah.
But because I will tell on the next podcast. I'll let you know where I order from, how much it is, and we'll see how long it takes.
Perfectly, we get it in a reasonable time. We will. I'm gonna speak it into existence. This is gonna be a great experience.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get it on time. The sizes are gonna be right. It's gonna look great on us, and it's going to be a great experience dealing with this black business. So next podcast we'll be able to. Well, next one or the one after that will be
probably the one after. Yeah,
we'll be able to go ahead and talk about it and promote them, which is gonna be awesome. So.
Because I mean, honestly, the only people that are gonna support us is us. So.
Mm-hmm. Which is important.
We have to try our best.
What time is it? 10:33, and the 1-year-old is in there talking, and I think the 4-year-old just opened the door.
Why don't they go to sleep? This is a real thing. This is how parents deal. This is what happens with parents right now. That you put them to sleep at 8, they wake up at 10. And that's she's really awake right now, messing up everything. But it's okay. It is what it is. We have to keep going.
I wonder if you can hear her on this.
But
what else is going on? I don't even want to talk about the next topic.
Me neither.
Because I'm irritated. Like, go to sleep. Is one of us gonna have to go to the supermarket and buy some melatonin? Because we normally give them melatonin. Yes, we are those parents.
So,
but we can't find the melatonin. It's probably my fault because I didn't put it back where we try to keep it. I'll admit it's my fault. Whatever.
I didn't say you did.
I said I will admit it. She's in there talking her little butt off, and Xavier's probably in there with her. I don't even feel like talking to the next topic. I really don't want to talk about the next thing. The next thing we were going to talk about is Breonna Taylor. God rest her soul. I want to give her all the respect that I possibly can, but I can't with me being irritated right now with these children. So I think we should talk about that next time because I'm irritated right now that she's in there talking and Xavier is opening the door. You know what's frustrating?
What?
Like, not just.
Rest in peace, Breonna Taylor.
Yes.
Seriously.
I really do want to talk about it, but I want to give her the respect and the time, but I can't do that.
I think we'll do a whole nother segment, maybe in the middle of the week instead of waiting for the podcast. Maybe
we'll just do something completely dedicated to her because she deserves that. She deserves so much more. The boy child right now is in the hallway peeping at us, and the girl child is in there talking. This is frustrating. Xavier, why don't you go in there and talk to Naira?
This is happening in real time, honestly. So.
Oh my God.
So.
You know what else is frustrating?
What?
We can go into NAP law.
Let's just do NAP law. Our NAP law this week is that parents can have good things.
You can't have anything.
Nothing
nice.
Good. Whether it be clothing, whether it be actual physical things, whether it be time.
Recognize it and just. You're going to have to learn to accept it. Yeah. We accept it, but it's still frustrating. Oh, she in there running her mouth. He in there talking to her. Oh my gosh. But like, the reason why, so for us, what we realized just recently with this NAP law, so I brought these nice couch covers. Okay. No more eating on the couch. No feet on the couch unless you got socks on. And it is the hardest thing in the world to keep these couch covers clean. I understand why our grandparents had plastic on their couches. I'm about to put plastic on my couches. And now the 1-year-old is screaming. I'm sure you could probably hear her. You might be able to hear her. We might have to end this because she is in there screaming. Can't have no good time to yourself. Can't have no good furniture for yourself. Can't have no good food for yourself. But our NAP law has recognized this and learned to accept it. And we're still trying to learn to accept it. Just earlier today, she had Cheetos. And I had her sit down on the floor And the next thing I know, she's over by the couch, touching all on the couch with her cheesy little fingers. And here she come now, in Daddy's arms. Probably don't want to talk. Oh, so you just give her to me. I don't want her. I don't want her. What you give her to me for? One of us gonna have to go to the store and get some melatonin. Now you say hi. You had all that to say in your room. With your little naked self. Now look, she eyeing my food. That's what she's staring at. I'm not giving you any. It's mine. I got the delicacy of a shark. I had to wait 31 years before I got some shark. You ain't getting shark at 1 year old. Sorry. Anyway, I love him to death. I really do. You gotta love him. But you gotta learn that this is a part of parenting. This is just what's gonna happen. Alright, there she goes. Goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, man. One thing I will say, though, that being in a partnership and a marriage with somebody helps with the frustrations that come with parenthood. Because Elvis is really there. We are a team, we are a partnership, and it really does help to have two people on the same page that are evenly yoked and understand the importance of communication.
Oh, hold on, we're not done. I am not happy with these children. It's time.
Okay.
Because you want to know why? Because I really can't have nice things. They move. They move my shoes. They touch my phone. They mess up my computer. I saw syrup on my computer.
There was syrup on your
computer? There was syrup on my computer. Gunk.
Oh, I understand. I know why. I know exactly why there was syrup on your computer.
Like, I don't even have time. Like, I take, like, today I took Xavier. We walked around. We had fun.
We need this. Is there more in here?
No. Like, I bought him a hat. I bought him a Black Panther hat. So we bought matching hats, ice cream, Burger King.
We took him to the park. They played at the park for a long time.
Hours.
Milkshakes.
Chicken
nuggets.
I didn't even buy it for myself. Can't have nice things. But I bought him nice things.
It is frustrating. But we got each other to rely on.
Like, we don't even have time. Like, last night, we watched a comedy show and then fell asleep.
Not last night. 2 nights. Last night and the night before.
Oh, yeah, 2 nights in a row. Freaking my best friend talking about, oh, you guys go to sleep. Because I'm busy, I'm tired.
We're dealing with 2 of them. You got 1. Now times it by 2.
And one's 4 years old and has the audacity to ask why.
Everything. But why? Not just why, but why.
And I know that you could. I hope you guys heard the last or 2 podcasts ago where I said, no, saying why is okay. Let them ask why. Try to answer it. Blah, blah, blah. You know how tiring that is?
We still stand by it.
It's just tiring.
But why? Because I said so.
That's all I want to say. But I said, well, because, and whatever the answer is after that.
My answer,
nice things.
That's the way it is. Just because that's the way it is. Even like our room. We can't have our room.
We locked it off to them.
I had to get to the point where I'm like, you guys are not allowed in here.
It's Narnia to them.
You're not allowed in here. So what he does is he stands right at the doorway. He knows he can't come in unless I say you are invited in like a vampire. You, as far as I'm concerned, little ones, you are vampires to my room. You are not allowed in unless you are invited in.
I can't even have food to myself. Like, we'll literally make the same plate.
But they want the food.
They want the food off of my plate. Why can't I have my piece of chicken? You have your piece of chicken.
It's literally the same.
You don't even eat the chicken on your plate. You don't even like chicken. But you want the chicken that I am eating. My chicken.
But our nap law is recognize this. Try to learn to accept it.
You can't have nice things.
Try to take it
and realize it, and it's okay.
Try to take it in stride. It's the only way you'll survive. And to rely on each other.
Yeah.
To communicate and express your frustrations to each other.
Yeah.
Because they tear up our place. And we try to make it decent looking. But what I will say, we had to do a full cleanup today.
Yeah, we did.
What I will say, what I am proud of, is our growth as a couple.
Right.
Because normally when we clean up, we end up getting into some type of disagreement. And one of us gets irritated with the other person. Normally it's we get irritated with each other when we do clean up. I don't know what it is, but when we clean, we get it. We don't argue because we try to express our concerns right away.
Right.
But we do get irritated with each other. I feel like every time we clean up and we have a cleanup day, we end up getting into some type of irritation with each other. And today we did not experience that. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I don't know. It's a good question. I think we've gotten to a point where we was just like, okay, we're gonna get this done, and we kind of stayed out of each other's way.
I intentionally, at one point, I was like, all right, he's cleaning in here. I'm just going to go in the kitchen and clean.
Right. And I think we've gotten used to each other's kind of habits. And we're just like, okay, she's doing this, I'm doing that. Working in unison.
You know what's funny, though? I realized that you intentionally did not touch the bedroom. I was just like, dang, he ain't even going to try to help with the bedroom. Because it was my mess. Majority mine. But I was like, he not even going to come in and try? Like, he cleaned the whole front room. I had already did the kitchen. And then he's sitting down on the phone. I was like, oh, so you done? He was like, yeah, what else for? And I'm thinking, the bedroom? But he was just like, yeah. Because he's just like, I know you intentionally was just like, I'm not touching that. I know you said that to yourself. I'm not touching the bedroom.
I mean, maybe.
I know you.
Cause I've been doing good.
I'm not doing it.
I've been doing pretty good.
I be trying.
I'm not saying that you haven't been. I'm just saying I've been doing pretty good.
I've been trying.
I am not saying that you haven't been trying. I'm just saying that I've been doing pretty good.
Okay. If you say so. But I think with that too, just us. I think with us is, I think it's just growth with us. The reason why we didn't get into an argument or an irritation, not really argument because we don't argue, is an irritation with each other. It's just growth. So.
And I think it's hard. It takes time for it to get to there. Like for us to get to that point, because I remember you would hate whenever I arrange my clothes. And I still kind of arrange my clothes the same way, but not as bad, because what I do is I'll take all my clothes out.
No, not your clothes. Anytime you clean normally.
Yes.
Before, you've gotten better with cleaning, but before when he would clean, he would take everything and just throw it in the middle of the room. And then put stuff where they belong. You still do that with your clothes, maybe. I haven't noticed. But you don't do that with cleaning in general anymore.
Okay.
That used to drive me crazy.
I didn't know I did that with all cleaning.
All cleaning. I used to come in and look at the living room and be like, why is the living room dirtier than when we first started cleaning?
But then after everything is said and done, what does it look like?
It looks great. To the point where sometimes I'm like, yo, you clean better than me. But it is frustrating to be like, yo, it was not this dirty when we started cleaning. Like, you just made it worse. But that's okay. So I will say, we're growing. And I am certainly glad that I put all my eggs in your basket.
Hey, oh, I like the transition.
I'm glad that I put all my eggs in your basket.
Well, I deserve it. Well, I do.
Because my grandmama always used to teach me, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
So, and I mean, that brings up a very good point, as in, when is it a good time for a woman or a man to put all of their eggs in one basket? Now, the only why this question comes up to us is because some of our single friends and family ask us these questions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when did we know? When is it time to cut off all of our hoes? And just...
Why they gotta be hoes?
Other acquaintances outside of your main acquaintance.
Okay.
When is it a good time to say, okay, this is what I'm going with. This is who I'm going with. This is who I'm putting all of my eggs in one basket to see if we can establish a future. When is it a good time? And for me, I think I've always been the person to put all my eggs in one basket. I'll be honest. It's either I go hard or I don't go at all. And I'll be honest with you, that has bitten me in the butt multiple times before. But I'm okay with that because I knew at least I gave it my all. There was a time period where I didn't do that, but I ended up hurting the other person the way that other people hurt me. And that's just not cool.
Okay.
So I'm always a full throttle, especially when it comes to relationships, whereas I try to give the notion that I'm here. That's how I am.
Okay. That's good way to be.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, what?
When is it a good time to put all of your eggs in one basket?
When you feel like you're ready.
It's a terrible answer. I don't like that answer at all. But
I don't want to make this about me.
No, I'm not gonna make it about you. Make it about you.
We gotta make it about
No, make it about you. Also, we will uncover that at a later podcast. Then that's what it sounds like. Because, and here's why I say that. Here's why I say you should at least try to be as open as you can. In the beginning. So at least you're letting the other person know who you are. Now, they can either take it or they can either leave it. But at least you know you put yourself there. And even if they don't accept it, you shouldn't necessarily feel bad. Because at least you put off your true person.
Okay, let me say this.
I'm not a doctor either. This is just my advice.
Alright. So I've always been the type of person, because what I was taught, don't put all your eggs in one basket. I never put all of my eggs in one basket. I had multiple baskets. Always that I was putting my eggs into. With you, when I found my husband, I didn't continue to put my eggs in one basket because I didn't have the time or the effort or the energy to find other baskets. Because our relationship was so heavy and strong with emotions that there was no room for me to be able to lend my eggs someplace else. So when I met you, I was in a transition period. I had just graduated. And my eggs were with the people that I was in college with. Going back home, those people didn't live near me because college is like a fictional world. So going back home, those people were no longer there. And because I was in this transitional period, I would then have to find new baskets. But I had just met you prior to graduating.
Yeah.
So when we started talking, you were giving me all of the time and the attention and fulfilling me emotionally that there was no need for me to be able to find someplace else to put my eggs in another basket because I was completely fulfilled. That I had no time, I had no effort, I had no energy to be able to put it someplace else. So honestly, it just happened organically that I didn't consciously make the decision. I did not consciously make the decision in saying, putting all my eggs here. I'm going to give this person all my attention. You just took all of my attention. And
so
you took all of my energy. You took all of my emotions that it wasn't even a choice for me. So I think for my single friends and the person that specifically asked us this earlier this week, that you know that you've gotten to the point where you no longer need to put your eggs in multiple baskets is when it's gotten to the point where it's not even an option because you don't have the time or the energy or the emotional capacity to share that in other places.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a conscious decision. For me, it wasn't a conscious decision. It just organically, you took all my time. You called my house constantly to the point where my grandmother was just like, that boy's calling again. You took all my emotions to the point where outside of my everyday life, emotionally learning about somebody, I just didn't have the time or the energy to learn about somebody else because I was so invested in learning about you and you were so invested in learning about me.
So it was just involuntary. It just happened. It wasn't something that we were just like, okay, we're going to spend this amount of time on the phone together. We just spent hours on the phone without necessarily
and Skype.
Right. Without necessarily saying, okay, there's a certain amount of time that we need to be together before we progress to whatever the next step is going to be.
We were on the phone or we were on Skype from maybe 8 o'clock at night until 4 o'clock in the morning. When else would I have time to be texting somebody else?
Right.
If I'm on Skype with you during those hours, because those are the whole hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I'm on the phone with you all through them whole hours, who else am I going to be home with?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We definitely, I think we kind of figured out okay, this is what we both wanted at a certain point. And I don't think it was ever verbalized. It was just, okay, this is what it was going to be.
Yeah. So that's when you know that you don't have to put your eggs in multiple baskets is when you just don't have the time or the energy to go ahead and put it in multiple baskets. Now, if you're talking to somebody that you really, really like, but you have the time to text other people and you have the emotional capacity to lend your feelings to somebody else, that is not the single basket that you can put it in. Because there's still room. So, that's our, well, we already did our nap law. I don't know what that is. A relationship advice for the night.
Yeah,
that's the week. Yeah. Oh, so that's that. Do you have any... Oh, let's do our question. Do you have a question for me that you think that you already know what the answer to? I really want to eat this shark. I'm sorry, I keep eyeing it. Man, I want to eat this shark so bad.
Well, probably the video's probably going to end up cutting.
It is about to cut, but I mean, we can still keep talking.
Yeah, we're still going to keep going. Yes. My question is, at what point, since we're talking about not putting eggs in baskets and all that stuff, at what point do you, sorry, I'm fumbling over words. At what point did your grandparents knew that I was here to stay? And to me, I would say with your grandmother was probably when I took her to the movies.
You think so?
Yeah. I could be wrong.
I don't know when my grandparents realized, because they're the people that had the most influence on my life. I don't know when they realized that you were the person I was going to end up being with. I don't have an answer to that.
It's okay.
I thought that was awesome, though. I love the fact that you went to the movies with my grandmother. Didn't you go see For Color Girls with her?
No, it was The Help.
The Help. Yeah. I seen For Color Girls with my grandma.
I'll never watch that movie again.
Never again. All right, so my question for you, this isn't like as lovey-dovey relationship, nice, friendly. Would you ever be in a throuple? A three-way relationship? I think you would say no. Because you don't want to share me. And it's too much effort. Because if it was another female, it's too much effort to be dealing with two females and our emotions. And you definitely ain't sharing me with no other man. That's just not going to happen. So
Period.
I think that's your answer.
Period.
So is that how you feel?
That's it. I don't have nothing else to say.
What are your thoughts on people that have three-way relationships?
They have their 3-year relationship. I can't do it. It's too much. To me, it's too much mental work. No, I'm good. I'm super good. Good for you guys. I can't do it. And I'm not even going to try to. I'm not even going to bring it up. I'm not going to put it on the table. It's not a discussion. And another man in my relationship? Let's go into Could You Please. Do you have a Could You Please for me this week?
Well, I kind of already asked you earlier. When you do the dishes, sometimes you fill up the dish pail.
Oh, yeah.
With water and just leave it sit there. So, like, if you're messing around with the dishes, one, I appreciate you helping with the dishes. I really do. Thank you. A lot of women have complaints about men not helping with dishes. I will say that you are amazing with helping with dishes. But when you're messing with the dishes, if you could you please, in the dish pan, if you're messing around, don't fill it up with water and then just leave the water sit there.
See, I have I don't have a problem with doing that. It's just that I've always been taught to let things soak. Actual dishes, but not children like you like to let soak. But I got you. I'll do that.
I mean, letting things soak is like cool for like 5 minutes maybe, but leaving it just sit there
right
overnight and stuff, like, could you please like not do that? Because that's how you attract bugs and what do you call it? Fruit flies, and then it starts to smell. So if you could just be conscious of that and not do that, that would be awesome.
Okay. And my could you please is, could you just please remember to bring your wallet whenever we go out? Simple.
Yes.
I don't mind paying. I really don't. Just bring your ID.
Got you.
You need backup, every once in a while.
I got you.
Okay.
I got you. Moment of appreciation?
Yeah, go ahead.
I appreciate that you realize sometimes I need alone time. Thank you for recognizing and taking the initiative sometimes to be like, you know what? I'm going to take the kids. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Cool.
I hope I do that for you sometimes.
Well, yeah, yeah.
I feel like I don't intentionally be like, I'm going to take the kids so you have alone time. I'm just like, you go to the bedroom, disappear, and I'm just like, whatever, he's in there.
Yeah. I don't need that much time away. And plus, I go to work every day. You're with the kids 24/7, so.
Okay.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that I get a chance to see you grow every day. And I feel like you're getting more and more beautiful over time. As you burp.
I did burp. I tried to burp in my mouth, though. I had my mouth closed that time.
You belched like a man.
But my mouth was closed.
I hate that.
But my mouth was closed.
That's my could you please for next week.
But my mouth was closed.
That's not still. I heard it.
I can't help that.
I heard it.
How could I stop myself from burping?
I heard it.
Could I stop it?
In my moment of appreciation, you made me do a could you please.
But my mouth was closed. How can I stop a burp? I can't stop a burp. But what I can do is be considerate and keep my mouth closed. And that's what I did. Continue appreciating me.
I'm done.
No, keep going.
No, I'm done.
No, you didn't finish.
No, I did.
No.
No, I did. Once you hear it back, I did.
No, tell me more.
No, you're getting more beautiful every day.
Okay, thank you.
I'm not going to get sappy on here. I'm not. We're not going to do that.
Okay, that's fine. I'll take it. Well, this has been another episode of
Nap Time.
We are your host,
The Obies.
I'm Nicole Obi with my lovely husband,
Elvis Obi.
And we hope you enjoyed today's episode of Nap Time. We'll see you next time.
And what is your Instagram?
Oh, at Nicole, common spelling, and with an E, _O. Nicole and with an E, _O. How about you, Elvis? What's your Instagram?
My Instagram is I go by Elvis. That's IGOBYELVIS.
Be sure to follow us.
Also, follow our Nap Time Podcast Instagram. It's called Nap Time Pod. Common spelling, NAPTIMEPOD, where you'll get a chance to see clips from today's episode as well as other dancing videos.
Well, fun videos.
Fun videos.
That's all, folks. That's all, folks.
Have a good week.